This tutorial is going to be for how to fix a cargo pocket. First thing I'm going to mark 2 inches from this fabric. Another 2 inches, we're just going to keep that fabric aside. So there are different ways you can fix a cargo pocket, but this is just one detailed way which you can fix a cargo pocket. So I'll cut it. You can cut this as long as you want, depending on the numbers of pockets you want to fix. So just make sure you cut it long. Now keep that side apart and I'll go over to the main fabric. Now I'm going to mark a width of 5 inches and the length of 6 inches. I'll chalk it out as seen and connect them together. I'll use my ruler to make sure I connect the dotted lines together, and then I'll cut it out. Now this is what I want the pocket to look like. This is the measurement I want to use for the pocket. So I'll first of all cut that out. After I cut it out, next thing will be to cut the pocket cover. I use 3 inches for the length of the pocket cover, and I use the same width which I used for the main pocket itself. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Now for the pocket cover, I will duplicate it in 2 because I want to turn one of the face of the pocket cover. So I'll cut the pocket cover in 2 separate pieces while I leave the main pocket on one piece. Now I'll go over to this fabric. Let's take for example, this is your skirt or your shorts which you want to sew the pocket cover, sew the cargo pocket on. So I'll take everything to my sewing machine now. Now for the pocket cover, I'm going to sew from one of the lengths down to the width. And also sew it down to the other length. Now I'm going to stop at that point. Now I'm going to notch on the 4 corners on the squared side so that it can relax properly when I flip it over. So the other side that is open, we are going to leave it and we are going to keep that apart. That way we've already fixed or placed our pocket covers in one whole piece. Now I want to attach the main pocket itself to the skirt or the shorts, to the fabric. But first thing, I'm going to take out that long strap that we first cut, that I used 2 inches to cut. I will place it right face facing the right face of the pocket, and I'm going to start sewing along as seen. Use this video as a guide to understand how it is sewn. So once I sew to that end, I'm going to raise up the foot of my sewing machine, leaving the needle in. I'm going to turn it as seen. I'm just going to flip it to the right side and then continue sewing after I've dropped the foot of the machine. I'm still going to do that to the other end, and I'm going to raise the foot and flip it over as seen, making sure that the needle is holding the fabric down. And then I'll drop the foot and continue sewing, making sure that I stop right at this point. So at this point where I stopped, I double stitched and I'll go ahead to cut out the excesses. That will no longer be needed. As for the other parts that we didn't sew on, that is going to be the opening of the pocket. Now flip this to the right side. Make sure to notch at the sharp point so it can relax properly. Now I'm going to attach this to the pockets that we sketched on the trouser or the skirt already. Now you're not going to necessarily sew this on the square because while we attach that 2 inches long strap, a half an inch already gone out, but it's going to be a guide for you to understand how you're supposed to place this so you don't place it out of shape. It's just going to be a guide. So just go ahead and sew it as seen, same way I had placed mine. We'll do the same thing. Raise the foot up, fold in half an inch or even quarter of an inch, and sew that all round. Now by the time you are done sewing this, you'll notice that this pocket is going to have a very beautiful look and also a very baggy look. You don't necessarily have to sew it to where the chalked lines are for the tracing we did. Just make sure you sew it using that as a guide to sew it. So you can just sew it inwardly because like I said, half an inch had already gone out while we attach the long strap to the pocket itself. You can see the pocket is standing on its own. Now for the top part where we have an opening where we didn't do the stitching, I'm going to pleat it in. I'm going to give it one fold inward and I'm going to So I'm going to double back stitch as much as I can to hold that place firm. This is a closer look of what I did, and I'll do same thing to the right side as well. You can see the pocket is beginning to take shape, and we're already coming close to the end of this. Fixing a cargo pocket is very easy, but I think this is my favorite. Now I'm going to place the pocket cover as seen, making sure that it aligns with the full length or the full width of the pocket itself. Now you're going to place it open and sew half or quarter of an inch. Once you are done sewing that, we are going to flip the pocket cover on it. We are going to use it to cover the pocket itself, and then we will top stitch from the top. That way it is relaxed properly where it should. It means the pocket cover will lie down without having to stand up at the slightest opportunity. So now that we've done that, our pocket is ready. Our cargo pocket is ready. If you want another pattern or style of making a cargo pocket, let me know and I'll put that video up. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the family. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. See you in our next tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.